In this step, we want to configure our HMI system called SICAM PSCC. We already created the database for the HMI system in SICAM PAS in the data concentrator. So now we're going ahead and configure the HMI system. By double-clicking this Cymatic WinCC Explorer, this will launch the project for our HMI system. I've done this previously. So you open up this project Explorer, and the first thing we have to do now is to import the database from SICAM PS into the HMI system. In order to do this, there's a SICAM PS wizard that comes with our PSCC system. You double click on this symbol here, this will launch the wizard. So you click next. You can keep the existing settings here for existing project, and here now we refer to the PXD file that we exported previously. So in that folder we exported the PXD file WinCC PXD. You can check here everything, tags, archive and messages, and just go ahead and click next, next, next and finish. It will now import the data points from SICAM PS into the HMI. Okay, it was successful. We have 0 faults and 0 warnings, so we can close this window out. Now we want to modify our graphics. In order to do this, on the left hand side you make one click on the graphics designer. We want to change existing displays. So on the right hand side you see all the displays in that project. If you scroll a little bit down, you find SIP1 and SIP2. These present the two relays that we have configured. So for the first one, you double click on the SIP5. This will open up the graphics designer. Okay, I'll increase the size of this window a little bit. So you see the symbols, the disconnect switch, our breaker and our line disconnect switch. And now the thing we have to do is to assign these symbols to tag names. The tag name is the data point that comes from the relay. So if you double click on one of these objects, there's a tab called tag connection. This is currently empty. So this is the monitoring direction again, the tag information, and the tag command is the control for this breaker. So I'm browsing now the feedback signal for this disconnect switch. So I click browse. This will open up the database of my HMI system. So you go to SICAM PS protocol suite, PS data server. There's my substation south, and here right on the top you have the 400 kV Bay1 SIP1. This is what we're looking for. And we're looking for the first disconnect switch. And you see multiple informations here. Something that has underscore C underscore is always the control. If it does not have the underscore C in its name, it's the feedback signal. So this here, for example, is my disconnect 1. It does not have the underscore C name in there, so this is my feedback signal I'm looking for. So on the bottom right you have an OK button, and as you can see, the HMI system automatically assigned already the command. It's the same name, just with an underscore C. You can leave it as it is. You click OK and you're done with your disconnect switch. You do now the same thing for your breaker. Double click, you go to the tag connection tab. You browse for the feedback signal for the breaker. It's my CB1 without the underscore C. You click the OK button again. Right, looks good. Now we want to do the same thing for our line disconnect switch. Again, same procedure. We click browse and we look our disconnect to. This is my feedback. Move the window a little bit, press OK, done. Okay, don't forget to save the work. This is very important, otherwise these objects will not be connected yet, so you have to save your work. Alright, so if we now want to test it, we can go to our project overview and click this play button. This will activate our current project. The runtime is started. You can select English US and click the login button here to log into the HMI system. The login name is SICAM00. SICAM is lowercase, and the password is exactly the same as SICAM lowercase 00. You click OK. So now we're logged in. If you now go to the single line overview button, this bay button here, bay 5, is our first relay that we configured. And as you can see now, we have status information available. So we can now try to operate breakers. So if you compare now the status of your HMI, the breaker is closed, and if you look into your relay, the breaker should be closed as well. You can do the same for a disconnect switch, and the disconnect switch is closed as well. You can try the same thing for the line switch. Confirm. If you now again compare the status of your HMI and your screen on the relay, both should be open. But you probably also have realized that some LEDs have changed on front of the first relay, which shows you the status of each device, or for some devices. There is a second picture behind bay number 6. This will represent our next two relays. This is my disconnect switch from bay number 2 from our second SIPROTEC-5 relay, and as you can see, there's no connection. That's why we have this X here, and there's nothing for the Schweitzer relay yet. So I will now go ahead and change the picture for the disconnect one here. So go back to your project explorer, and we will go to our graphics designer, left hand side, click once, and then SIPROTEC 2. This is our second relay from bay number 2. So here it's already prepared. So you double click on that symbol again, double click. You go to the tag connection tab again, and the same procedure. You browse your database. In this case, we have to go to 400 kV bay 2 to our second relay. And here you see only two informations: the feedback signal without the underscore C and the command. We're browsing the information, the feedback, so this one is selected. And you click OK. One more time, and do not forget to save your work. Now I'll go back to my WinCC runtime. This hasn't changed yet. We have to refresh the screen. So we just have to call up the window again, the screen. So same thing, and now you can see the status is as we thought. So now you can go ahead and try to operate the disconnect switch, and as you can see, it works. In the next movie I will show you something for the SEL relay as well.